Yo, what's going on, my fellow fanatics? It's your boy Fanatic, and I'm back with another video. So today we are going to be discussing, in my opinion, the top 10 NFL quarterbacks right now, currently in the NFL. So this video might have some controversy. If you guys believe differently than I do, please comment down below. I'm completely fine with you guys expressing your opinions. I would imagine you guys are going to have a very different list than I do. You're going to have some people higher on the list and some people lower on the list. That's just the way it is. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So coming in at number 10, I have Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, in his rookie year, struggled a little bit. But, he didn't have a great team around him. It just wasn't a good situation. However, in year number 2, he really began to shine. He had an MVP type year in year 2. Unfortunately, he went down with an injury against the Los Angeles Rams late in the season. Nick Foles, of course, took over, won the Super Bowl, and became a hero in Philadelphia. And then the following year, Carson Wentz struggled, and then he went down with another injury. Then Nick Foles nearly went on another miracle run. But I'm not worried about Carson Wentz. The only cause for concern, I believe, is his injuries. But the Eagles are fully committed to him. They traded Nick Foles away, and they've invested it all in Carson Wentz, which I believe is the right move. I think that Carson Wentz is a very good, talented QB. I don't think he'll be Peyton Manning. I don't think he'll be that good, but I think he'll be a solid QB for years to come, and I think the Eagles will not regret investing all their time and money into him, and I feel like many wins and maybe some Super Bowls are in the future of the Eagles. So coming in at number 9, I have the QB for the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan. A lot of people are going to disagree with this. I know a lot of Atlanta fans, and they aren't huge fans of Matt Ryan, but personally, I think Matt Ryan is a very, very good quarterback. I don't think he's reached his full potential. I don't think he ever will, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure he'll ever get back to the success he had a couple years ago on their Super Bowl 51 run. But Matt Ryan, from a stat perspective, is a very, very good quarterback. I believe he had over 5,000 yards this season. He was remarkable this season. He's been really good over the past couple seasons. He just doesn't have that extra spark needed to get the Falcons over the hill into the promised land, and that is Super Bowl victories. And I believe that's why Atlanta fans and a lot of other people aren't believers in Matt Ryan. But, that's why I'm not having him super high on this list. But I think number 9 suits Matt Ryan. I believe he's a very good quarterback, kind of a very underrated quarterback, if you will. But I believe that Matt Ryan will have success in Atlanta for a couple more years until he eventually retires. I'm just not sure he'll ever reach that full potential and win Super Bowls. That's the issue. So coming in at number 8, I have Philip Rivers, another selection that might make people a little bit upset. Philip Rivers is interesting. I don't think he'll ever escape Drew Brees' shadow, because the Chargers did pass on Drew Brees for him. They released Drew Brees to focus on Philip Rivers, which did turn out to be the wrong decision. I will admit that. But I'm still a believer in Philip Rivers. He's been a very good QB all of his time in San Diego. And now that he finally has a great team, you see all the success that he is bringing to, not San Diego, LA, my bad. But the Chargers, I believe, could have a Super Bowl in their future. I believe they got knocked out in the divisional round by the Patriots. But I am a believer in Philip Rivers. I believe that he will bring success to LA for a couple more years until he eventually hangs it up. But again, I don't think he'll ever escape the Drew Brees shadow, and I don't think he's an elite quarterback. That's why I have him down here at number 8. But I do believe he has had a solid career, and he has been good enough to get on this list and be put at number 8. So coming in at number 7 is one of my least favorite quarterbacks in the league. It's Andrew Luck. So Andrew Luck, whenever he's healthy, I believe he's on the level of Peyton Manning. He has been a very good quarterback when he is healthy, but then again, there's the issue. He hasn't always been healthy. Injuries have held him back through his career. But when he is healthy, he's caused a lot of trouble for defenses, especially my Titans. I believe he's 14-0 or something crazy against the Titans when he's played. Titans haven't been able to stop him, and quite frankly, a lot of other teams haven't been able to stop him either. So if he can remain healthy, I believe he will win a lot of games, and maybe even Super Bowls to the dismay of myself, obviously, because I am a Titans fan. But if he can remain healthy, if I was a Colts fan, I would be very, very excited for the future of your franchise. So this is another pick that a lot of people are probably going to disagree with. It's Ben Roethlisberger. So people are going to disagree with this, and they're going to think that he should be higher on this list. However, I believe that Ben Roethlisberger is a little bit overrated. Now, hear me out here. I think that he has had an amazing franchise, one of the best wide receivers in the league his entire career, a great running back his entire career, a great coach his entire career. Everything has been going right for Ben Roethlisberger. He's in the perfect situation. But yet he only has one Super Bowl, and the Steelers aren't exactly the franchise that I think that they should be. They're good, but I'm not sure they're elite. And now everything's kind of falling apart for him. The franchise isn't as stable. Le'Veon Bell's gone, Antonio Brown's gone. So I think this is going to be a very, very telling year for Ben Roethlisberger. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves his greatness this year. And I will make a complete apology video if I am wrong about Ben Roethlisberger. But there are some worries. You know, he's a locker room concern, and I believe he might be overrated because he's had everything set up in place for him his entire career, and he hasn't exactly used it to its full potential. He's had success, but not the success that you would expect from a amazing quarterback with an amazing team on an amazing franchise. So, a big year coming up for Ben Roethlisberger, and I hope I'm wrong. So coming in here at number 5 is Aaron Rodgers. This is another pick that people I think are going to have a problem with just because a lot of people are fans with Aaron Rodgers. You know, Aaron Rodgers is an entertaining guy to watch. I will admit that. He's very, very fun to watch with the plays that he makes. Running around and making amazing plays is fun to watch. But there are some cause for concerns, you know. The Packers have had a losing season the past 2 years, which that might happen for a third. I'm worried that it might happen for a third season. He is a bad locker room presence. He only has one Super Bowl, even though, and that was the year where everything was right for him. But I'm just not sure he can carry a mediocre Packers team to success mandatory for him to be considered the greatest of all time, like Tom Brady does. I think Aaron Rodgers, much like Big Ben, is overrated. It's a lot of the same issues, locker room concerns. The year that he had success, everything was going right for him. He's on a very well-known franchise that's on TV almost every single week. I think he needs to be in more of a Patriot system where it's dominated by the coach and the staff instead of dominated by the fans and the players. I think they're just kind of enabling him to do whatever he wants to whoever he wants, whenever he wants. So I think it is cause for concern. Again, like Big Ben, I hope Aaron Rodgers proves me wrong and he has a very successful year with no off-the-field issues and no locker room issues. But I am worried about Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, much like Big Ben, he proves me wrong. So coming in here at number 4, I have Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Some people might want Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers ahead of Russell Wilson, and I do believe from just an arm perspective they are superior than Russell Wilson, but you have to factor in all the other variables. Russell Wilson has been taking a city and a team and a franchise on his back and been doing it with a class act. No off-the-field issues, no locker room issues, no personality issues. He's been the leader that everybody wants leading their team, and for the majority of his tenure, it's been mediocre. He still doesn't have a great team, but yeah, he still made the playoffs and put up good competition. He's been great for many, many years. He's won a Super Bowl, should have won 2 if they would have ran the ball. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. I think Russell Wilson is a very, very good quarterback. He's mobile, which he's been running around making plays for years, and he will be for years to come. He's an anomaly on the football field. Incredibly fun to watch. Incredibly good. Incredibly mature. Everything that you want in a quarterback, Russell Wilson has. He just got a new contract, and he deserves it. It's a long time coming for Russell Wilson, and I think Russell Wilson will continue to carry the Seahawks franchise on his back and have success for many years to come. So up next, coming in at number 3, we have one of my favorite QBs and players in the league. He personifies underdog, It's Drew Brees. So he has broken the mold. He is not your perfect height for a QB, but yet he has a tremendous amount of success. He has overcome so many obstacles, whether it was that harsh shoulder or elbow injury, whether it was being released by the Chargers for Phillip Rivers, whether it was having a very bad team, being on a bad Saints team for many years. He does have a Super Bowl the one year that he actually had a decent team, and now that he has a good team behind him, you see the tremendous amount of success that he and the Saints are having. I believe that he will win another Super Bowl before he retires in a couple years. The Saints have gotten out of the playoffs in heartbreaking fashion the past 2 years, which had nothing to do with him. And maybe if those don't happen, we're looking at Drew Brees maybe at number one, and maybe he has 3 rings right now. But anyways, Drew Brees is a great underdog. He has no locker room issues, no off the field issues. He leads that team and that franchise on his back, much like Russell Wilson. He doesn't have the best arm, but he is deadly accurate, the most accurate QB in the league, in my opinion. So coming in at number 3 is Drew Brees. So coming in at number 2, we have Patrick Mahomes, another selection that some people will like, some people won't like. Some people will want him at number 1, some people don't even think he belongs on this list. And again, he has only played 1 season, but that season was so good I couldn't help but put him high on this list at number 2. Patrick Mahomes is exceptional. I think he could end up being one of the best QBs of all time, if not the best. And I know that's a lot of praise, but he deserves it after the amazing, I guess you could say, rookie year that he has had. But for his first year of competing, he showed so many flashes of being great. Over 5,000 yards, the best QB in the league last year, in my opinion. The only concern is, all the factors. The Chiefs have had problems with just off the field issues, not from their quarterback, but from wide receivers and running backs, especially this year. You could always have the injury variable, and Andy Reid has yet to win the big one, so that could be cause for concern for Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl category. So, but just from a talent perspective, I think he's the most talented QB in the league. But I have to put him here at number 2. I can't put him at number 1, but then again, I'm not really sure I could put him any lower than number 2 with the amazing season that he's had this year. So if I was a Chiefs fan, I would be super excited for the future of the Chiefs franchise, and I believe many Super Bowls are coming to Kansas City. So coming in here at number 1, a lot of people dislike him, some people like him. It's Tom Brady. So many people dislike him. He's one of the most hated athletes in the NFL, if not the most hated, just because he wins all the time, and that can get annoying sometimes. But you can't deny the tremendous amount of success that he has had in his time as a New England Patriots. All you have to do is look at his hands and see his 6 rings, and then you'll know just how good he is. He's been remarkable. He's been carrying an average Patriots team to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. A lot of people believe it's the Brady-Belichick show. I think it's the Brady show, and Belichick's just along for the ride. He's been carrying the franchise on his back for unforeseen success for the past couple years, and I believe he will be doing it for a couple more years. Everybody keeps on saying this is the year that Tom Brady's going to dip, this theory is going to retire. I've been hearing it for many years. But you can't say bad about Tom Brady because of the success that he has had. You could look at all the deflate gates and the spy gate and all that. You cannot deny that Brady is one of the best QBs to ever walk on the field. And I believe that he is the greatest of all time. Some people will agree with me, some people will disagree. That's just the way it is. But you cannot deny Tom Brady's greatness in his time in New England. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have an amazing day, and peace.